Welcome to Spanish Fork 17. We have got live coverage of the Red Rock Classic down here in beautiful St. George, Utah. We are on the Dixie High campus. Tonight's game, we've got the Spanish Fork Dons up against the Pleasant Grove Vikings, the first of a doubleheader today for the Dons. We are, again, very excited to be here. I'm Andrew LaRose, and it is always a pleasure to be back down here in St. George, Utah. We were here last weekend for the Desert Hills A-Trust Open down at the Desert Hills High School. Maple Mountain going 1-3 in that tournament. Spanish Fork hoping for a better turnout here at the Red Rock Classic, though they have got some tough opponents coming up here. So Pleasant Grove being the first of those. They actually played the host Dixie last night as one of the first games in this tournament. That score 14-3, a blowout for the Vikings over the Flyers. A massive game for Ty Johnson. He had 5 RBIs on the day, had a big home run for the Vikings, and a solid pitching effort coming from Riley Thomas. Ended up pitching the complete game. Struck out 4, only allowed those 3 runs, 2 of those being earned. So a solid opener for the Pleasant Grove Vikings, and a bit of a bummer for the Dixie Flyers, though they will be playing this same Dons team later tonight, again as part of that doubleheader. That one hopefully coming at you at about 7:30 tonight. So stay tuned for that one when that comes up. We got a nice shot here of the team getting ready and warmed up for this ball game. The Spanish Fork Dons coming into this one with only 1 loss on the season. A very good season thus far for the Dons. That 1 loss coming to still undefeated Snow Canyon, who has been so very impressive this season. Just absolutely running train through most people. So the Dons actually only taking a 4-1 loss. Pretty impressive stuff. So rounding out the rest of what has been the Dons season so far, they started things off with a win against Copper Hills. That one 11-4. Took a game against Canyon View 10-0. Took down Uinta 13-8. There was that loss against Snow Canyon. Beat Skyridge 3-2 and beat Lehigh 6-3. Still not showing the score yet, at least on Max Preps, for the game against Bingham. That is unfortunate, but coming up here for the rest of this tournament, we've got Skyridge tomorrow and Timpanogos tomorrow. Those games will be at 2 and 4:30, which that is incorrect. They will be at 11 and 1:30, if I am remembering correctly. I've been corrected. It is 12 and 2:30. So Skyridge at 12, Timpanogos at 2:30. Tonight's game here starting at 5, and then the game against Dixie hoping to start off at 7:30. Again, we're just excited to be down here in St. George. Still a little blustery, just like it was this past weekend, but thankfully not like hurricane winds like it felt like, especially on Saturday. Man, that was some crazy stuff. But again, nice little shot here of the Dons and the Vikings getting all ready for this ball game. Again, some very tough competition here as part of the Red Rock Classic. This one always a great tune-up, getting things ready for Region 8 play for the Dons. Just taking a quick look at what's going on in Region 8. Salem Hills sitting in second place behind the Spanish Fork Dons at 6-2. Payson 5-3. Maple Mountain and Park City sitting at 5-4. Springville 4-5. Wasatch 3-4. And Provo sitting in the basement currently at 4-7. So the Dons certainly on their way to another successful season in Region 8 and getting themselves set up for a nice run potentially in the playoffs. Pitching for the Dons today is going to be Weston Corliss. On the bump for the Vikings will be Gage Train. Get you a lineup here for the Dons tonight. Batting leadoff will be Boston Bradford. He is out in left field. Batting second, Brody Duval at second base. Batting third, Zach Dart, who's had a phenomenal season so far. He is out at third base. Batting cleanup, Hunter Rasmussen, the designated hitter. Batting fifth, Easton Romero out in right field. Catching today, Blair Nielsen. He will be batting sixth. Bridger Hall follows him up He is playing first, batting 8th, Morley Bennett. And batting 9th will be Will Dart. And again, Weston Corliss is pitching tonight here for the Dons. Over on the other side of things, batting first, Riker Scow for the Vikings. Batting second, Connor Bancroft. Bancroft playing shortstop, Scow playing second. Batting third, Ty Johnson, who again had that huge game against Dixie, really is one of the premier players here in 6A for the Pleasant Grove Vikings. He is catching today. Batting cleanup, Sam Haney. He is out in right field. Batting fifth, Tate Lewis at first base. Batting sixth, Brody Ballantyne. He will be out in left field. Batting seventh, Jordan Pace playing third base. Batting eighth, Gage Train. Again, he is pitching today. And batting ninth will be Ty Caldwell, the designated hitter with Riley Thomas, last night's starter for the Vikings, out in center field. Nice look here of Weston Corliss getting all warmed up. Corliss, a key arm in this Dons rotation, hoping to find himself a nice ball game here against the Vikings, who come in with a lot of momentum again with that 14-3 win over Dixie in their first look here at the Red Rock Classic. Corliss on the season has 3 appearances, has been, as I said, a key part of this rotation. 12 innings pitched thus far, 6 hits allowed, only 5 walks against 19 strikeouts. So really has been the ace so far for the Dons. He's allowed 4 runs, none of them being earned, so still sitting at that 0.00 ERA to start things off. And here we go at the start of this Red Rock Classic. That will be ball 1 to Riker Scow. 1-0 pitch to Scow. Again, shin music going to be taken upstairs for ball 2. So 2-0 count to Riker Scow. Again, just starting things off here. Score 0-0 in the top of the first. First batter up here for the Vikings. He will take another one inside. Moves the count to 3-0. Connor Bancroft and Ty Johnson due up next here for Pleasant Grove. Pleasant Grove in the powder blues. The Dons in their typical white and red, as that one is in there for strike 1. Great pitch from Corliss. Gets himself back into this at bat. The count 3-1 to Riker Scow. This one's going to go over to short. Dart across the diamond. Makes the play. Nice play by Will Dart. Gets the first out of the inning here for the Dons. So in case you haven't noticed, we do not have a score bug for today's game, and we won't have it for tonight's game. Unfortunately, there's been some technical difficulties, so I will do my best to keep you up to date on the balls and strikes count as well as the scoring. This thing sent deep out into the outfield. Morley Bennett going to get under it and make the catch, though. Deep hit there by Connor Bancroft. Goes into the glove of Bennett for out number 2. Now up is Ty Johnson for the Vikings. Again, solid game against Dixie with those 5 RBIs, had a home run, has sitting at 3 home runs on the season. Again, very impressive prospect from Pleasant Grove, catching today, hoping to continue his hot streak that he's had so far on the season. That ball squirts away for ball 1. So again, 2 outs here in the top of the first. The score 0-0. Weston Corliss so far doing his job on the mound here for the Dons. Another one that goes low, so the count now 2-0 to Ty Johnson. Sam Haney would be due up next here for the Pleasant Grove Vikings. Another one that is low. Count now 3-0 to Johnson. Again, a nice crowd here at the Red Rock Classic, as that is going to be the first walk of the ball game. Clearly being cautious with the top hitter in this Vikings lineup. So he will make his way over to first base. He did not. That is interesting. Now he will head over to first base. I guess they called that one a strike. So 4 balls sends him on over to first. Now brings up the cleanup hitter Sam Haney. Haney on the season, a .467 hitter, has been very solid here for the Dons. For the Vikings, a couple doubles, 6 RBIs so far on the season, so has done a great job of being that protection for Ty Johnson and cleaning things up for the Vikings. Sent high up into the sky. It will be out of the reach and beyond the fences. So strike 1 to Sam Haney. Again, according to Max Preps, Pleasant Grove coming into this one, again with that win against Dixie, and still sitting on the season with a very impressive record of 5-0, again according to Max Preps. Count is 0-1 to Haney. The 0-1 pitch coming from Corliss. That one gets away from him, goes upstairs. Count is even now at 1-1. Again, Johnson at first base after the 2-out walk. Score still sitting here at 0-0 in the top of the first. Weston Corliss hoping to finish them off here and get his offense up. Pickoff move. He will be safe. Trying to keep Johnson close. Though they did bring in a speed up runner for him. That is Carter Merrill over there for Pleasant Grove. Taken upstairs. Count now 2-1 to Haney. Count now 3-1. It's a nice patient approach here from Haney. Three and one count here in the top of the first, 2 outs. Sam Haney up for the Vikings. Fouls that one away. Count is now full to the Vikings right fielder. Again, 2 outs in the top of the first. Runner at first base. Vikings hoping to draw first blood here in this first matchup for the Spanish Fork Dons. Instead, Corliss is going to ring him up. Fantastic pitch from Weston Corliss, strikes out Sam Haney, and that will be the end of the top of the first. Just allows that walk to Ty Johnson. Otherwise, a clean inning for Weston Corliss, exactly what the Dons needed. We'll move on over to the bottom half of the first. Gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 for making these broadcasts possible. That is the car guys of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, MVP Sports, Lance Wilson State Farm, Two Jacks Pizza, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Mikkel Thompson and Hunter Attorneys at Law, and the Driggs Mortgage Team. So solid first inning for Weston Corliss on the mound for the Dons. Just allowing the 1 walk to Johnson, gets the strikeout there of Sam Haney. And now it will be up to Gage Train to follow up that performance. Train on the mound here for the Vikings. He will be following up a solid performance from Riley Thomas, who pitched against Dixie last night. Only allowed 3 runs, all of them unearned with the complete game effort. Train with the sidearm delivery, always an interesting look for batters. And kind of a hard way to master things. So we're getting a nice look at Train here, warming things up. Leading things off for the Dons will be Boston Bradford. After him, Brody Duvall and Zach Dart. 1, 2, 3 in the Dons lineup tonight. A little preview here of the Vikings pitcher on the mound. Train on the season 1 appearance. No runs, no earned runs allowed. Pitched 2 innings, allowed a hit and got a strikeout. So it's been solid in his first appearance, so getting a second opportunity here early on in the season, getting the start here against the Dons. Again, starting things off here is Boston Bradford. He will take that for strike 1. So the 0-1 pitch here from Train will miss low and outside for ball 1. So 1-1 count here, bottom half of the first inning. Dons getting their first look at Gage Train. That one spiked into the dirt. Moves the count now to 2-1. A lot of cheering from the Dons dugout, gotta love that. So the count again here is 2-1 to Boston Bradford. Hitting .500 on the season, so solid season thus far for the Dons leadoff hitter. He will take that upstairs. Count now 3-1. Bradford with 4 doubles on the season, 6 RBIs, 11 hits. Again, all of this according to Max Preps. Sends this one high into the sky, but foul. Count is now full to the Dons left fielder. Hoping to get things rolling here for the Dons offense at the Red Rock Classic. Again, bottom of the first. Sharp one right up center. That will be a leadoff single for the leadoff man, Boston Bradford. So the Dons getting rolling here early in Game 1 at the Red Rock Classic against a very dangerous Pleasant Grove Vikings team, again, that took down the host Dixie Flyers last night on a score of 14-3. We will see those same Dixie Flyers later tonight. The Dons playing them immediately after this game as part of their doubleheader today. Up now, Brody Duval, second baseman for the Dons. A little pickoff move. He will be safe. So a little bit of wind heading out towards left field today. Shows bunt, pulls it back. Count 1-0 to Duval. Zach Dart and Hunter Rasmussen due up next here for the Dons. Duval on the season has only appeared in 2 games so far. Has not recorded a hit yet, but this one crushed out into center field. Will it be over? It will be. That is a ground rule double for Brody Duval. Absolutely cranks that one opposite field, kind of right in that left center gap. Hops its way over the fence, and there are runners now in scoring position for the ever dangerous Zach Dart. Again, Dart on the season, very impressive so far for Spanish Fork. Already has 2 home runs on the season, 4 doubles, 7 RBIs, and is hitting .500. Has been every bit as impressive as the Dons were hoping he would be so far. And with a big opportunity here to get the scoring rolling for the Dons in the bottom of the first of this one, he will take that for strike 1. And Duval absolutely crushed that ball out to center field. If he sends that to basically any other part of the ballpark, it may have actually just gone over the fence. Absolutely ripped into it. That is going to just miss. The count moves to 1-1. Hearing the the cheers from the Spanish Fork dugout, hearing lots of calls for QB1 as he is the main quarterback for the Spanish Fork Dons and has also been very impressive in that role. So a major two-way sport player for the Dons. Gonna foul that one away. Well beyond the fence there. So the count 1-2 to the Dons third baseman. Another look at Gage Train, who's dealing with some early trouble in the bottom half of the first inning. Score 0-0 here, no outs yet for the Dons, but runners in scoring position. Now we're going to be taken upstairs, evens up the count on Dart to 2-2. And Dart batting from the left side, always giving those right-handers trouble. They're used to mostly facing right-handers, and obviously a lefty able to see the ball a little bit better out of a right-hander, especially when he is pitching a bit from the sidearm, as Train does. Little grounder to short, makes the play, but it will be an RBI ground out for Zach Dart, as it will score Boston Bradford from first base, moves Duval over to third, and the first run of the game goes to the Dons. Score 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning with one out. Runners now at third. Duval over there. Up now is Hunter Rasmussen, designated hitter for the Dons today. That one is going to be in there for strike one. Great pitch from Train. Rasmussen batting .200 on the season, 2 doubles, 8 RBIs. So when he has gotten hits, he's been very productive with them. Hoping for another productive hit here in this first inning. He will tap that one just foul. It's just a little piece of it. So he's in an early hole here, 0-2. So 0-2 count here to Rasmussen. Pitch upcoming here from Train. Sends it towards second base. And it will be a fielder's choice as they hold Duval over there at third. Had thought about going home. Instead, they send it towards home plate and then over to third to hold him up there. So Rasmussen gets on the fielder's choice, and now it is runners on the corners for Easton Romero. Romero out in right field today for the Dons. Romero on the season, a rough one thus far, only batting 100. So just the one hit so far. It was potentially a productive one, as he does have those 2 RBIs on the season. So big spot here as he will call time. Again, the score here, 1-0, an early RBI ground out for Zach Dart, putting the Dons on the board. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. In there for strike 1 to Easton Romero. Blair Nielsen and Bridger Hall due up next here for the Dons. Again, we are here in St. George as part of the Red Rock Classic. A couple double headers for the Dons in this tournament as the count now moves to 1-1. Today it is the Pleasant Grove Vikings doing battle with the Dons, and later tonight it will be the Dixie Flyers. And another full day of action tomorrow as well for Spanish Fork, as Romero digs back in. Again, the count 1-1 to him. 1 out here in the bottom of the first, and runners on the corners. Catcher pops up to keep Rasmussen over there at first base. The count is now 1-2 to Romero. One-two pitch, and it's gonna hit him. Romero gets plucked by the slightly errant curveball. And that is going to load up the bases here for Spanish Fork. So still very much in danger here is Gage. Hoping to not start things off with a big blow-up inning here to get the Dons offense rolling and put them in an early hole. So Duval at third, Rasmussen at second, Romero at first, and digging in Blair Nielsen for the Dons, catching today. In a huge spot here. Again, bases loaded and only one out in the bottom of the first inning. Big opportunity for the Dons catcher. He will take that for ball one. Nielsen on the season 188. Average, a double and a triple, 4 RBIs. Doing good things in this number 6 spot in the lineup. Again, big moment here to start things off early for the Dons. He will foul this one away, well beyond the backstop. Count is 1-1 to the Dons catcher. That one in there for strike 2. The other games tomorrow here for the Dons as part of the Red Rock Classic. Again, it is up against Skyridge at noon and the Timpanogos Timberwolves at 2:30. So 4 very formidable opponents for the Dons here in this Red Rock Classic. That evens up the count now at 2-2. Again, score 1-0. Bottom of the first. Bases are loaded here for the Dons. Big RBI opportunity here for Blair Nielsen. Gage Train in early trouble here for PG. Oh, it is just going to miss. Looked like that was potentially going to be a ringer there for Gage Train. Goes Nielsen's way instead, and the count is full. Hoping to find a pitch to drive to bring in multiple runs here for the Dons. Let's see if he gets it here on this full count. Swings and misses. Big swing there from Nielsen, unable to make contact. Instead, it will be out number 2. Train just an out away from getting out of this jam relatively unscathed. Again, the score 1-0 on an RBI ground out by Dart. Brings up Bridger Hall now for Spanish Fork. Hall playing over there at first base today. Hall batting .125 on the season. Couple doubles, 3 RBIs. Big moment to improve on those numbers here. Holds up on that one for ball 1. Marley Bennett on deck for Spanish Fork should it get to that point. Again, Gage Train on the mound for the Vikings, hoping to get out of this jam. That certainly helps his cause there. Evens up the count at 1-1. Again, 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. Score 1-0. Early lead here for Spanish Fork over Pleasant Grove. Train with the 1-1. Hall holds up and sees that curveball spin its way into the strike zone for strike 2. Hall in a big spot here for the Dons. Bases loaded. RBI moment. He will take the time. Gets himself reset. So again, the count 1-2 to Bridger Hall. He will slap it up the center. They will make the play at second base, and Gage Train finds his way out of that early first inning jam. The Dons do get that one run across, though, as we head over to the top half of the second. The score 1-0, which we will get you when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. It is the second inning of the first game here for the Spanish Fork Dons as part of the Red Rock Classic. Again, we are down once again here in St. George, Utah on the campus of Dixie High School. The score 1-0 in favor of the Dons. An RBI ground out by Zach Dart there in the first inning. Unfortunately, they were not able to cash in on a big bases loaded opportunity. Two guys had cracks at it. Unfortunately, unable to capitalize, but still sitting with the lead here as we start off the second inning. Weston Corliss once again on the bump here for the Dons. A solid first inning, hoping to keep it going here. That one going to be a ball to Tate Lewis. Lewis batting fifth in the lineup for the Vikings, playing first base. Brody Ballantyne, Jordan Pace to follow him, 5, 6, and 7 for the Vikings here in the top half of the second inning. The count is 2-0 here to Tate Lewis. Is he able to check his swing? He is able to check the swing there, so the count now moving to 3-0. This time, Corliss finds the strike zone, so the count 3-1. Lewis on the season batting .308, doing a nice job here for the Vikings. A couple doubles so far. That one just going to miss, and that will be the second walk issued by Weston Corliss. Walks accounting for the only base runners here so far for the Vikings. So Lewis over there at first base. Ballantyne up now for Pleasant Grove. Ballantyne out in left field. Ballantyne also very impressive on the season, sitting at 500. This one high up in the sky, giving chase, but beyond the fence. So the count is 0-1 here to Brody Ballantyne. Again, batting .500 so far, 7 RBIs, a double, a triple, and a home run so far. One of 5 home runs hit so far this season by Pleasant Grove. Certainly one of the bigger bopping lineups in 6A. Three of those coming from Ty Johnson, who again had a massive game last night against Dixie, 5 RBIs and a home run. Key part of that Vikings offense that really blew things open. Again, that score 14-3. So the count here is 1-1 to Brody Ballantyne. Showing bunt, takes a poke at it. Will they get him at second base? They will not. Almost a really nice defensive play there by the Dons. Lewis finds himself over at second base. Ballantyne able to just delay the throw enough with that bunt effort. Did take a poke at it though and missed, so the count is 1-2 to Ballantyne. Again, we are in the top half of the second inning here. The score 1-0 in favor of Spanish Fork over Pleasant Grove. Weston Corliss still dealing on the mound nicely here for the Dons. Great pitch there from Weston Corliss. Able to get just enough action there on that off-speed pitch. Gives him his second strikeout of the ball game and gives him the first out of the top half of the second inning. Digging in for the Pleasant Grove Vikings, Jordan Pace. Playing the hot corner today for Pleasant Grove. Again, runner in scoring position for him. I'm going to be low and outside. Count is 0-1 to Pace. Pace on the season batting .154, does have 5 RBIs and does have one of those 5 home runs that have been hit so far on the season for the Vikings. So certainly he's got some pop, and in a spot here where some pop would potentially put them over the top here in the second inning. Instead, he fouls that one away. Count is now 0-2. So again, this is the second game already here for Pleasant Grove. That one going to get away from Nielsen, but he's going to make the throw over to third, and that's an easy play. They say that Dart wasn't able to lay down that first tag. Thought he did. It was a great throw by Nielsen, and great reaction time there as it doesn't get very far away from him. Snaps the throw over to third, but just unable to lay down that tag was Dart. So Lewis will move over to third base on the play. Dang, looked like they had a pretty bang play over there. Instead, this is the biggest threat of the day so far for the Vikings with that runner over there at third base. Again, 1 out here in the top half of the second inning. The score 1-0. RBI ground out by Dart in the bottom half of the first. That one spiked into the ground. Great job by Nielsen to stay in front. Count is 3-2 to Jordan Pace. He will bop this one out in the left field. It is going to be over the head, and it's going to be a ground rule double. Second ground rule double of the day for both teams. One apiece. This one off the bat at Jordan Pace, and it will be the first run of the ball game for Pleasant Grove as Lewis is going to score on it. First earned run of the season for Weston Corliss. Oh, they're going to give him the home run on that one. I thought for sure that it bounced before the fence. Did not get a great look at it, but it certainly looked that way. But they were giving chase, and it certainly looked like Bradfield was potentially close enough to have made a play there in some sense. And so, yeah, a 2-run blast by Jordan Pace, and that's going to put Pleasant Grove up in this one now, 2-1. That's going to be ball 1 here to Gage Train, the opposing pitcher in today's matchup. So score 2-1 after the 2-run bomb by Jordan Pace. Corliss with the pitch, and that will be in there for strike 1. Definitely needing a little bounce back here. Again, only 1 out in the top half of the second inning. Count is evened up here to Gage Train. That one sent right into the fence over here. Saw some flinching in the audience, and that is the reason why there is that lovely rope stuff as part of this fence. Wouldn't want to be getting rocked by that. The count 1-2, just going to miss, evens up the count at 2-2. Train on the season only appeared in a couple games as a hitter, has not gotten a hit so far. He will watch that for ball 3, and the count is now full. Corliss finding some struggles here in the second inning. And allowing that 2-run blast pace. That one gets away from him, and it's going to be the 3rd walk of the day for the Vikings. Corliss just not quite as sharp as he's been in his previous appearances this season. As be a conference on the mound to talk things over. Again, Corliss on the season coming into this game had a perfect ERA, 0.00, had allowed some runs, none of them earned though, had 19 strikeouts to 5 walks, whereas today it's sitting in the opposite direction. He's got 3 walks on the day with 2 strikeouts and allowing that big 2-run blast to Jordan Pace. So hoping to be able to calm things down, get through this inning, and get back into a groove on the mound here for the Dons. Again, digging in here for Pleasant Grove. Number 19, Tyler Caldwell, number 9 hitter and designated hitter today for Pleasant Grove. Slapped foul. So the count is 0-1. So runner on first base for Pleasant Grove. It is Luke Blake coming in to speed up run there for Gage Train. Not wanting the pitcher to be running around on the bases too much. Count here 0-2 to Caldwell. Hopefully an indication that Corliss has settled things down. Another one slapped foul. Just a little bit behind the pitch. So count stays here at 0-2 to Caldwell. And Blake over there at first base after the 3rd walk issued on the day by Corliss. Count moving to 1-2 after that pitch. Corliss has some amazing hair. Definitely loving the kind of mullet Thor feel to his hair. Hopefully gives him some extra pop, some extra velocity on his fastball. I certainly think it does, as that goes into the dirt and evens up the count at 2-2. You see a lot of pitchers, I feel like, have the flowing manes. I can think of, obviously, Thor himself, Noah Syndergaard, and some other guys in the majors really love having the long flowing locks. Nice play by Corliss. Do they make it work? They do. Potentially had a double play opportunity, but just not quite able to field that one cleanly was Duval. But man, nice reaction time there from Corliss. Gets that on the hop, sends it over to first, and they do get the out over there at second base. So 2 outs here in the top half of the first inning. Again, a 2-run blast by Jordan Pace, putting Pleasant Grove in the lead here 2-1 after the RBI ground out by Dart in the first. Fantastic pitch by Corliss there to leadoff hitter Riker Scow. Gets him completely off guard there with the off-speed pitch way out in front of it. And then pipes in a fastball there for strike 2. And if there's any indication here, it really looks like Corliss has settled down here and is in a good place after giving up that 2-run blast. Hoping to get out of this inning with another quality pitch. Just tapped foul there by Riker Scow. Stays alive here in this at-bat 0-2. They did have Blake going on that pitch, trying to do a little hit and run action. Instead, the count stays at 0-2. Pitch away from sending this thing on over to the bottom half of the second inning and getting the Dons lineup back up and rolling again. It'll be Morley Bennett, Will Dart, and Boston Bradford. Throw over to second base. And he is going to get him this time. Fantastic throw by Blair Nielsen. As that will be the final out of the top half of the second inning. A fantastic throw there by Nielsen gets the out at second base. Moves us over to the bottom half of the second inning and gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 who make all of these wonderful broadcasts possible. Again, this is the Spanish Fork Dons up against the Pleasant Grove Vikings. We are moving on to the bottom half of the second inning in this one. Again, our sponsors are the car guys at the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Lance Wilson State Farm, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Two Jacks Pizza, the Driggs Mortgage Team, and by Kel Thompson and Hunter Attorneys at Law. So unable to get the throw over to third base and get the guy over there, they are able to pick the guy off at second base, though. Again, a fantastic throw there by Blair Nielsen to throw out Blake, who gets caught stealing. Again, up here for the Dons, numbers 8, 9, and 1 in the lineup. Morley Bennett, Will Dart, and Boston Bradford. Up for Spanish Fork. Bottom half of the second inning, big blast by Jordan Pace. In the top half of the second inning, 2-run shot out to left field has put the Vikings up in this one. That is their 6th home run on the season and 2nd of the season for Pace. As this Vikings lineup definitely has some bop to it. But so does Spanish Fork. They have an opportunity here to put themselves back in the lead. An RBI ground out for Zach Dart in the bottom half of the first inning. Got the scoring going for the Dons and hoping to keep it rolling here in inning number 2. And obviously hoping to give them a clean inning here after the 2-run blast will be Gage Train. Train on the game. A hit allowed. He's hit a batter. He has struck out 1, but he did get through that first inning relatively unscathed. Only the 1 run. As Morley Bennett is up here for the Spanish Fork Dons. Bennett on the season a 125 average, has an RBI, has hit a triple. One of his 4 hits that he's had so far, 2 hits so far in the season. The count is 0-1 to the speedy center fielder. That one in there for strike 2. Train hoping to follow up a solid appearance by Riley Thomas, who went the distance against the Dixie Flyers in last night's game. 5 innings pitched, only allowed 3 runs, 2 of them earned, struck out 4. Little sidearm action, and it is in there for strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Gage Train. So putting in a solid performance thus far on the mound. Brings up Will Dart for Spanish Fork. That will be low for ball 1. Dart on the season, batting .267, 3 RBIs. Doing some nice damage from the bottom part of the order. That one going to be low once again. Moves the count to 2-0. The left side of the Dons infield, a Dart family reunion, as it is Will and Zach over there playing short and third. Gotta love that Dart defense for Spanish Fork. Count moves to 2-1 after a nice pitch by Train. Again, Will Dart only a freshman, so gonna get 4 full seasons potentially from Will, and already doing a great job over there at shortstop. Fouls that one away, so the count is evened up here at 2-2. Bradford and Duval due up next for the Dons. One out here in the bottom half of the second inning. The score 2-1. Pleasant Grove over Spanish Fork. A 2-run blast by Pace. Pacing them so far. That one slapped just foul. About a foot or two away from first base. So stays alive here at 2-2. Again, game one here for Spanish Fork as part of the Red Rock Classic down here in St. George, Utah. It is fantastic weather today. The drive down was quite pleasant, and just excited to not have hurricane winds blowing in my face as the count moves to full after that pitch by Train. And tomorrow's supposed to be even better. Highs are supposed to be up in the 70s. Oh, can you imagine? I'm certainly ready for it. I'm ready for spring and ready for more baseball here on Spanish Fork 17 as the full count pitch misses to Will Darts, and he is going to get himself on base here in the bottom half of the second inning. First base runner of the inning for the Dons. And first walk of the game issued by Gage Train. Top of the order once again for Spanish Fork, Boston Bradford. Singled in his first at bat and ended up scoring on that RBI ground out by Dart. Little pickoff move. Trying to keep Dart close. So again, one out here in the bottom of the second. Score 2-1. Big rip by Bradford out into the outfield. Nice play out there. It will be out number 2 here in the bottom half of the second inning. Ranging over to get that one was Riley Thomas. Again, starter in last night's game against the Dixie Flyers. Not batting in today's lineup, just out there in center field. Digging in now, Brody Duval, who had a ground rule double in the first inning. An absolute bomb out to center field, and this time he tries to drag the bunt. Oh, nice play over there. Great throw by Ty Johnson. Ends up picking off Will Dart, and that will be the end of the second inning. A bummer there for the Dons as a 2-run blast puts Pleasant Grove in the lead. We'll get you the third inning when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson, and Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
We are through 2 here on Spanish Fork 17. Again, the game, the Spanish Fork Dons up against the Pleasant Grove Vikings in the top half of the third of this one. We are down here in St. George, Utah as part of the Red Rock Classic, and that thing absolutely ripped by Riker Scow. Is it over? It is indeed over. Second bomb of the day already here for Pleasant Grove. This one off the bat of Riker Scow. Huge blast deep out to center field. Absolutely crushed. As that is going to start things off here in the top half of the third for Pleasant Grove. The score now 3-1. The long ball doing everything for the Pleasant Grove Vikings so far as a little celebration by the team after that second home run. Again, the first one on the day. A 2-run bomb by Jordan Pace out to left. This one, a blast by Riker Scow out to center field. Score 3-1 as Weston Corliss came into this game not allowing any earned runs, and that's going to be 3 already here in the top half of the third. The count 0-1 here to Connor Bancroft. Bancroft flew out to center in his first at bat. This one going to be right up the middle, and it's going to sneak its way right in between short and second for a base hit. 2 hits here early in the top half of the third inning for Pleasant Grove, as it looks like that momentum from last night's game against Dixie has flowed right into this one. The bat still showing out here for Pleasant Grove. So runner on first. Solo blast to start things off here in the third inning by Scow, and it brings up Ty Johnson, who was the hero in last night's game against Dixie. He will take that for ball 1. Johnson walked in his first at bat here today against Corliss. Had a home run and 5 RBIs on a 3-for-5 day last night against Dixie. Now we're going to be in the dirt. Nielsen keeping it in front. Count now 2-0 to the Vikings catcher, who ended the last inning on a nice pickoff throw, able to gun down Will Dart over there at first base. High in the sky, fouled away though. Giving chase, it will be beyond him. Lands softly in the grass just beyond that first baseline, just beyond the fence. So the count here 2-1 to Ty Johnson. Again, lead-off solo home run by Riker Scow to get things rolling in the top of the third for Pleasant Grove. That one just going to miss. Hitters count here at 3-1 to Ty Johnson. Bancroft at first after the beautiful piece of hitting right up the middle single. Count 3-1 to Johnson. No outs here in the top of the third. Hot shot over the third. Dart over to second. Will they get the double play? They do. Nice job by the Dons defense as Ty Johnson grounds into a double play. 2 quick outs now in the top half of the third. Brings up Sam Haney for the Vikings. Haney struck out in his first at bat. Corliss would love another one here to end the top half of the third. Gets him chasing on the low off-speed pitch there, unable to check his swing. Count is 0-1 to Haney. That one grooved in there for strike 2. Leadoff home run by Riker Scow for Pleasant Grove. The score 3-1. A 2-run blast earlier in the second by Jordan Pace. Hoping for more offense here in the third, along with that solo shot. Count is now 1-2 to Haney. Tate Lewis would be due up next. Sent over to third. Dart having a busy day over there. Across the diamond. And that will be out number 3. A couple nice plays over there at third by Zach Dart. Turns 2. Gets another one. Unfortunately for the Dons, though, a big blast by Riker Scow out to center field extends the lead for Pleasant Grove to 3-1. We move on over to the bottom half of the third inning, which gives us an opportunity to thank our fantastic sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 that make these broadcasts possible. That is McKell Thompson and Hunter, attorneys at law, the Driggs Mortgage Team, Lance Wilson State Farm, the car guys of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and 2 Jack's Pizza. Again, moving on over to the bottom half of the third inning. The score here 3-1. The Dons hoping to really get the bats going once again. They did have a bases loaded opportunity in the first inning, unable to cash in. They did get an RBI ground out from Zach Dart, who is due up here in the third inning. It will be Brody Duvall, Zach Dart, and Hunter Rasmussen, 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup for the Dons, who have been able to put traffic on the base paths, but just have not been able to cash in as we get a nice view of the audience there. A very full crowd here at the Red Rock Classic. It's just such a blessing to see such big audiences again. Again, last year, literally like a year ago, is when the COVID-19 pandemic all went down, and I actually remember being here calling this exact Red Rock Classic, and we got to see the Spanish Fork Dons play the Dixie Flyers on a Thursday night. Saw just an absolute, probably the best prep pitching performance I've ever seen in my life from Cooper Vest, who's now pitching for the BYU Cougars as part of Mike Littlewood's rotation. He was just sensational in that ball game. Had 20 strikeouts and pitched a one-hitter. It was, again, I was just dumbfounded by how good of a performance that was. And then we had some bad weather that made it so we couldn't play that Friday. And then we ended up finishing up the tournament on Saturday, and then we got back and heard news that high school sports was done. So it's so nice to have high school sports once again, to be able to see people out in the stands. It's just a blessing, and we appreciate every little moment of it as the count is 0-1 to Brody Duvall. Slaps it just beyond the reach of Train. Will he beat it out? He will. 2 for 2 day early here for Brody Duvall. Had the ground rule double in the first. Now a nice little infield single to start things off here in the bottom of the third inning for Spanish Fork. Brings up Zach Dart for Spanish Fork. Dart with the lone RBI on the game, grounded out to the shortstop, but did bring in Bradford on the play. Another big opportunity, hoping to extend. Oh, they're going to throw it on over to second base. A little bit of a wild throw there by Johnson. So Brody Duvall will get over to second. Nice job there to be active on the base paths and get himself in scoring position for the big bopper in the Dons lineup. Again, Dart with the 2 home runs that have been hit so far on the season for the Dons. Big swing, gets a little piece of it. So the count here is 1-1 to Zach Dart, and has made some nice defensive plays over there at third base. He's able to make the play on the double play in the past inning and threw a nice one across the diamond to end the inning as well. Busy day over there at the hot corner for him. Hunter Rasmussen and Easton Romero due up after Zach Dart. Batters 4 and 5 in the Dons lineup. Oof, just missing there. It's a pretty nice pitch there from Gage Train. Moves the count here to 2-1. Again, runner in scoring position now for the Dons in the bottom half of the third inning. The score 3-1. A 2-run homer by Jordan Pace and a solo shot by Scow, as that's going to be slapped opposite field. Great piece of hitting there by Dart. And that's going to be an RBI single and cuts into this Vikings lead. Great piece of hitting by Zach Dart. Finds that outside pitch and just flips it on over into left field. Duvall scores, and the score now 3-2. Both RBIs coming off the bat of Zach Dart so far for Spanish Fork. Brings up the cleanup hitter and designated hitter today for Spanish Fork, Hunter Rasmussen. Pickoff move, nothing doing there. So early damage here for the Dons in the bottom half of the third. RBI single by Zach Dart. Score now 3-2, just a 1-run lead now for the Pleasant Grove Vikings. That went in there for strike one to Hunter Rasmussen. So Weston Corliss able to maneuver his way through 3 innings so far, allowing the 2-run blast and the solo shot. That one just missing. Count now evened up here at 1-1 to Rasmussen. Gage Train trying to keep his team in the lead here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Gets Rasmussen out in front on that one. Nice off-speed pitch from the G Train. Count is now 1-2 to Rasmussen. Zach Dart over at first base after the RBI single. Gets just a little piece of that one, fouls it off. So the count stays here at 1-2. And this is the first of a doubleheader here today on Spanish Fork 17. The Dons playing the Pleasant Grove Vikings right now, and will play host Dixie, the Dixie Flyers, in the game immediately following this one. That one's set to start at 7:30. Ball in the dirt. That evens up the count at 2-2. Johnson flips the throw over there to first base, but Dart is safe. Tomorrow's games for Spanish Fork at noon and 2:30. Those games against Sky Ridge and Timpanogos to finish off their participation here at the Red Rock Classic. Swung and missed by Hunter Rasmussen. 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Gage Train. That's going to be the first out of the inning. And it is going to bring up Easton Romero for Spanish Fork. Was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance, and he is out in right field for Spanish Fork. Dart still over there at first base, hoping to get himself in scoring position. Romero hoping to find a pitch that he can drive in this at-bat. He will look at that one for strike 1. A nice changeup from Gage Train. The off-speed really has been working out pretty nicely for him. Has been able to keep the Dons bats a little bit off balance so far in this ball game. That one just up that first base line. They will apply the foot on the bag for out number 2. Little ground out to first base by Easton Romero. It does advance Dart over to second base. So 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Dart over there in scoring position, and bringing up Blair Nielsen for Spanish Fork, catching today for the Dons. Struck out in his first at bat. It's one of the ones that was up with the bases loaded that unfortunately was not able to cash in that first inning. He will watch that one in there for strike 1. Dons cutting into the lead here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. An RBI single by Zach Dart to go with his RBI ground out in the 1st inning. That one in the dirt, thrown over, and nice job by Dart to avoid the tag there, and he is in over there at third base. A kind of a bad throw there by Ty Johnson. He's not quite able to get his third baseman in a good position there to apply the tag. So Dart now just a little bit closer to tying up this ball game. Nielsen looking at a 1-1 count. That one just gets a little bit away there from Train, as the count is now 2-1 to Nielsen. Train was able to maneuver his way out of a bases loaded jam, and there was only 1 out at the time the bases got loaded in that first inning. Was able to get the 2 outs. Does allow another run here in the bottom half of the 3rd. Another RBI for Zach Dart. But really hoping to get himself out of this one once again, with Dart threatening over there at third base. The count is 3-1 to Blair Nielsen. The 3-1 pitch from Train will be swung on and missed. Yet another really nice off-speed pitch there from Train. Get Nielsen out in front. As the Dons have had to think about that off-speed pitch all day and just have not been able to make solid contact on it. This one fouled away. So the count stays full to the Dons catcher. Again, struck out in that first at bat. Another big RBI opportunity, could tie the ball game up with a base hit. Again, this same Pleasant Grove Vikings team took down the host Dixie Flyers 14-3 last night. So to stay competitive here through these 3 innings against a really good Vikings group is very impressive as he fouls that one away. Again, Weston Corliss coming into this one, having not allowed any earned runs, has allowed 2 home runs in this ball game to a very dangerous Pleasant Grove lineup. Again, they've got 7 home runs now on the season. So has fallen victim to the long ball. But again, still right in this thing. That thing sent over to first base, and it goes all Bill Buckner style, right between the legs. But a nice throw there by the second baseman to get Nielsen out, and that will end the 3rd inning. Not before Zach Dart's able to punch across another run on an RBI single. We'll move on over to the 4th inning when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport: paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. It is the top half of the 4th inning here in this first game for the Spanish Fork Dons in the Red Rock Classic down here in St. George, Utah. We're on the beautiful campus of Dixie High School, and it's been a fine, dandy ball game here through 3 innings. The score 3-2. Pleasant Grove with the early lead on Spanish Fork. The Vikings getting 2 home runs already in this ball game. One off the bat of Jordan Pace, a 2-run blast out to left field in the 2nd inning. And then another one off the bat of Riker Scow in the 3rd inning, a solo shot out to center field. So the bats have indeed shown up once again for Pleasant Grove, who got their first ball game in of this Red Rock Classic last night against Dixie. Won that one 14-3 off the bat of Ty Johnson with 5 RBIs and a home run, and off the arm of Riley Thomas, who pitched the complete game. For the Dons, again, they are right there in this one. They do have a pitching change here, as Weston Corliss gets through 3 innings, but they have opted to go with a different arm here, and it will be Boston Bradford who is coming in relief of the starter Weston Corliss. The count now 0-2 to Tate Lewis. Lewis, Ballantyne, and Pace due up in the 4th inning here for the Vikings. Again, Pace with the 2-run home run in the 2nd inning to get the offense rolling for Pleasant Grove, and definitely wanting to mitigate the potential damage. Hoping to get 2 quick outs before having to face Pace. The 1-2 pitch from Bradford, it will be upstairs. The count now evens up at 2-2 to Lewis. Final stat line for Weston Corliss: 3 innings pitched, allowed 3 walks, allowed 2 hits, and 2 strikeouts, as Bradford gets his first strikeout of the ball game early. Doing a good job in his first opportunity on the mound here for the Dons. That one in there for strike one. Fantastic pitch from Bradford, establishing that strike zone early. So far in his outing, it is Brody Ballantyne up for Pleasant Grove. He struck out in his first at bat in the second inning. Dons would love a replay of that at bat. Count now evens up at 1-1 after that low pitch from Bradford. That one going to be in the dirt. Count moves to 2-1 after another low pitch there by Bradford. Bradford, 2 appearances so far on the season, has pitched 4 innings, allowed 5 earned runs, 8 runs total, struck out 4 and walked 4. Opportunity to improve on those numbers. The count is 3 and I was going to say it's a full count here to Lewis. That one going to be fouled away. Lewis walked in his first. Oh, my apologies. We are on to Brody Ballantyne as Lewis struck out. Had not put that in my book yet. Tapped over to third base. Again, busy day for Zach Dart over at the hot corner. Does a nice job of sending it across the diamond, and that's going to be out number 2. So 2 quick outs here for Boston Bradford in the top half of the 4th inning. The score 3-2. 2 bombs by the Pleasant Grove lineup. One off the bat of the guy digging in right now, Jordan Pace. 2-run home run in the second inning. And another solo shot by Riker Scow in the third. This one fouled up. Dart giving chase. It will be beyond his reach. Count moves to 0-1 on Pace. Train and Caldwell would be due up next here for the Vikings. Bradford hoping to end the inning here. Again, 0-1 count to Pace. Upstairs, even count at 1-1. So Bradford was out in left field. Now on the mound here in relief of Weston Corliss. Beautiful pitch. Able to get Pace swinging on the off-speed junk. Count moves to 1-2. The 1-2. Another bomb. This one out to center field. Giving chase is Bennett. He will make the play as Pace gets a hold of that one. But nice job by Bennett to track it down. That was an opportunity potentially for extra bases there for Pace, who's clearly seeing the ball pretty well in this ball game, but ends up being an out. That will be the end of the top half of the 4th inning. Nice relief appearance thus far for Boston Bradford. Moves us over to the bottom half of the inning and gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 who make these broadcasts possible. That is Lance Wilson, State Farm, Triple T, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, the Driggs Mortgage Team, Mikkel Thompson and Hunter, 2 Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, and the Car Guys at the Blue Diamond Auto Group. Again, just a reminder that we've got another game coming at you tonight. That is going to be the Spanish Fork Dons up against the Dixie Flyers. That one's set to go basically right after this one. They've got to get the field already, but that one's set to start at 7:30. So stick with us and enjoy this ball game here against the Vikings and enjoy another ball game immediately after against the Flyers. Check it out, of course, on our channel, Spanish Fork 17, and on our YouTube page, youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. If you click on that subscribe button and become part of our Spanish Fork 17 family, you will get live notifications when we have these ball games, and so you'll be able to watch every moment of your Spanish Fork Dons or the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles whenever you want. So click that subscribe button and watch us on youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. Again, bottom half of the 4th here in this one as part of the Red Rock Classic down in St. George, Utah. It's a beautiful day out here. My goodness, the sun is shining. It's a nice little breeze going on, not the crazy hurricane winds that we had last weekend. It's really settled in for a nice evening here down in beautiful St. George. And again, we're on the campus of Dixie High School. The host Flyers, again, our ball game coming up later tonight. And it is Gage Train still on the mound here for Pleasant Grove, hoping to get through this 4th inning of work. Digging in for the Dons is Bridger Hall. He will cut on that one for strike 1. Hall, Bennett, and Dart 7, 8, and 9 in the Spanish Fork lineup due up here in the 4th inning. Train with the 0-1 pitch. This one slapped down the line, foul. So early 0-2 hole for Bridger Hall. Grounded out to the shortstop in his first at bat in the 1st inning. Again, unfortunately, that one with the bases loaded had a major RBI opportunity, unable to cash in, but the Dons still in good shape here. The score 3-2, so just needing 1 run across to tie this ball game up. He'll foul that one away and stay alive here in this at bat. The count 0-2. Nice look at the Flyers dugout there. Again, wearing those powder blue jerseys, kind of giving me a Kansas City Royals vibe with the light blue and the normal kind of darker blue look. That one in the dirt. Count moves to 1-2 to Hall. And Spanish Fork going with the classic red jersey and white pants. See that combination pretty frequently for Spanish Fork. So 1-2 pitch here, 0-2 pitch here to Bridger Hall. That should even up the count actually at 2-2. So Train hoping to get the punch out here. And he's gonna get it, as that off-speed pitch has just been sensational for Gage Train. Has gotten a lot of swings and misses out of it, has really kept the timing of this Dons lineup just out of whack. So it just drops right off the table, and is a nice velocity change from his fastball. So strikeout number 4 on the ball game for Gage Train. Brings up number 8 hitter Morley Bennett for Spanish Fork. Bennett struck out in his first at bat. Look out, little hot shot right towards the Flyers dugout. Count 0-1. And Pleasant Grove already with their first game of the tournament under their belt. That one going to be high and tight. Here's the count to 1-1. A 14-3 blowout of the host team, Dixie. That one going to be outside and off the glove of Johnson. So count now sitting here at 2-1 to Morley Bennett. Pleasant Grove will have the first game of tomorrow. That game at 9:30 against Timpanogos. They do have another game as part of this Red Rock Classic with Bingham. That game yet to be determined as to when it's going to be. And again, Spanish Fork with their 2 games coming up tomorrow. Those games against Sky Ridge at noon and against Timpanogos at 2:30, which we will get you live here on Spanish Fork 17. Very excited to get you another doubleheader after this one. This one sent way up into the sky there by Bennett. Center fielder gives chase, gets underneath it, and that will be the second out of the inning. A can of corn out there in center field. Making the play out there was Riley Thomas. And digging in now, number 9 hitter Will Dart. Dart walked in his first at bat in the second inning. Got picked off on a really nice throw by Ty Johnson. As that curveball just spins right in there for strike 1. Just been so very impressed with Train's curveball. It has given the Dons lineup some fits. Count here 0-1 to Dart. That one going to be low. So the count 1-1. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. The score 3-2. 2 home runs by Pleasant Grove. So the long ball has been their source of offense in this one. This one slapped just above our heads over here down the right field side of things. This count moves to 1-2 to Dart. The 2 runs for Spanish Fork coming off the bat of Zach Dart, an RBI ground out in the first and a RBI single in the third. The other Dart, Will Dart, up here with 2 outs again in the bottom of the fourth, hoping to start things. Instead, it will be a strikeout as he just is not able to see that pitch very well, and that will be the end of the fourth inning. The score stays at 3-2. We'll get you the 5th inning when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson & Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17 as part of the Red Rock Classic down here in St. George, Utah, again on the campus of beautiful Dixie High School. It is the Spanish Fork Dons against the Pleasant Grove Vikings. We are in the 5th inning of action here on a very beautiful day. Man, it is, yeah, just gorgeous down here in St. George. Nice vista with the Red Rock, and it's been a beautiful ball game as well. The score 3-2, a real close one here between Pleasant Grove and Spanish Fork. Just a 1-run lead for the Vikings. They've had some huge hits from Jordan Pace and Riker Scow, a 2-run shot and a solo shot pacing the Vikings, and 2 RBIs here for Zach Dart as the count is now 1-1 to Gage Train. Train, Caldwell, and Scow due up here in the 5th inning for the Vikings. That one is going to miss, so the count is now 2-1 to Train. And Train putting in a nice performance on the mound. His curveball has been absolutely sensational as that ground ball heads over to second base, making the play nicely over there is Brody Duval. So out number 1 in the top half of the 5th inning. And putting in a nice pitching performance so far on the mound is Boston Bradford, coming in for a 2nd inning here on the mound for the Dons, coming in relief of Weston Corliss, who had his roughest outing of the season so far. Came into this appearance having not allowed any earned runs and ended up giving 2 home runs to this very potent Vikings lineup. But Bradford coming in and silencing the bats so far. So he's come in for an inning and a third. Has not allowed a run. He's really not allowed anything so far. This thing going to be a blooper out in the left field. And that is a nice play out there. So out number 2 of the inning. That one caught by the left fielder. So 2 outs in the top half of the 5th inning. Again, the score here 3-2. I know you're probably tired of hearing me saying the score all the time, but we know that y'all don't have a score bug as we were having some technical difficulties that way. So I want to get you the ball and strike count in the inning and run count as much as possible, just so you know what's going on. So hopefully it's not too annoying for you. That one is going to just miss. Looked like a pretty good pitch to me. Instead, it will go down as ball 1 to Riker Scow. Scout 1 for 2 on the day, grounded out to the shortstop in his first at bat, and then had the big blast in the third inning, a solo shot out to center field. Absolutely manhandled that ball. As we get a nice little view of our production van there as part of that foul ball. Again, appreciate all of our crew members here making these broadcasts possible. Pete there in the van doing magic, and Adam over there doing magic as well with the camera work. And hopefully I'm doing some magic with my voice. Who knows? Count here 2-1 to Scow. Going to be in the dirt. So count 3-1 to the leadoff hitter for the Vikings. Connor Bancroft would be due up next. Bradford is just going to miss. Doesn't quite find that outside corner. Also doesn't quite get it high enough, as that's going to be the first walk issued by Bradford. And fourth walk issued total by Don's pitchers. Corliss was dealing with a little bit of command issues in this start. So a runner on for the Pleasant Grove Vikings here in the top half of the fifth inning. Pickoff move. But Bancroft digging in for Pleasant Grove. One for 2 on the ball game. Had a single in his last at bat. Flew out to center in his first one in the first inning, so 1 for 2 on the day. Scow at first base. This one slapped out into the outfield. It's going to be down for a base hit. It will get Scow over to third, as Bancroft sends it to the gap right there between right center. Gets himself a single here with 2 outs, so a little bit of danger here for Bradford with runners on the corners with 2 outs in the top half of the fifth inning. And Ty Johnson coming up now for Pleasant Grove. A fairly quiet day for Johnson. Walked in the first inning, then grounded into a double play in the third. Nice play over at third by Zach Dart to get that play rolling. Johnson, the big bat in last night's game against Dixie. As that one's in there for strike 1. Was 3 for 5, had a home run and 5 RBIs. Again, as part of a 14-run outburst by Pleasant Grove against the host team Dixie. Last night's game ending in a score 14-3. Pickoff move, it does squirt past the first baseman. Scow does not advance on the play though. Hall able to get to the ball before Scow able to make a move. Another view there of the dugout as Scow actually is being speed up. They have a speed up runner in there for him. That one in there for a strike. So 0-2 count here to Ty Johnson. Again, 2 outs here in the top of the fifth inning. The score sitting now at 4-2. Dart makes the play, sends it over. Wow, saying that he was off the bag. That is unfortunate. It looked like they were able to make the play over there at first base. Hall had a nice dig there, but instead it will go down as a infield single there for Ty Johnson. It advances Bancroft over to second base. Again, so Riker Scow was able to score on the pickoff move there. So the score is 4-2. So a 2-run lead here for the Vikings in the top half of the fifth inning. So ended up scoring on a throwing error there by Bradford, who allows his first run of the ball game. Does go down as unearned, with it being off an error. So Johnson at first, Bancroft at second. The count 1-0, make it now 2-0 to Sam Haney. Haney on the day 0 for 2, struck out in the first and grounded out to the third baseman. Again, over to Dart in the third inning. This one goes to second. They flip it over, and that will be the end of the inning. Pleasant Grove, well, the top half of the inning. Pleasant Grove able to scratch across a run on the errant pickoff throw. And that will move us on over to the bottom half of the fifth inning. Gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 who make these broadcasts possible. We appreciate them. That is the car guys at the Blue Diamond Auto Group, MVP Sports, Two Jacks Pizza, McKell Thompson Hunter Attorneys at Law, Driggs Mortgage Team, Lance Wilson State Farm, and Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Again, it's just a fantastic day at the ballpark here at Dixie High School. Love seeing all of the fans in the stands, and it's also kind of been nice as people are able to not necessarily mask up if they don't want to, which has been great. We did receive word that coming, I think, by April 10th, there is a state mandate that masks will not be required. So very excited about that and excited to get back to life as normal, which of course life as normal includes baseball here on Spanish Fork 17. Again, we are in the first game of the Red Rock Classic for the Spanish Fork Dons. This one against the Pleasant Grove Vikings. Game later tonight against the Dixie Flyers. And then 2 games tomorrow against Sky Ridge and Timpanogos. So a full weekend of baseball action for you on Spanish Fork 17. So please tune in for all the ball games that you want, which should be all of them, as this Spanish Fork Dons team is very impressive so far this season. Coming into this one 5-1 with some big victories. Their lone loss against arguably the best team in the state in Snow Canyon. They have been sensational, are sitting at 10-0 on the season, have just run train through basically every opponent that they've faced. And so the Dons able to stay pretty close in that game, ended up losing that one 4-1. So to come away with a close loss against, again, arguably the best team in the state, I think you can be okay with that. And so the Dons doing really good so far and setting themselves up nicely as Region 8 play will be coming at you after the Red Rock Classic is all wrapped up. That one going to be a ball, as Gage Train is still in the ballgame here for Pleasant Grove. Still pitching away, so top of the order here for Spanish Fork. Boston Bradford watches another pitch. The count moves to 2-0. Bradford, Duval, and Dart due up here in the bottom half of this fifth inning. The score 4-2, so the Dons hoping to cut into that 2-run lead, get themselves back on the scoreboard. It's been a hot minute since that RBI single by Zach Dart in the third inning. Both runs coming off of his bat, a ground out RBI in that first inning and then the RBI single in the third. So obviously the big run producer for the Dons coming up here third in this bottom half of the fifth inning. The count here is 3-1 to Boston Bradford, and it is going to be right past the glove of the third baseman. So a lead-off single for the lead-off guy for the Dons. Second time he has done that, as he had a lead-off single to start the ball game in the first inning. So he is sitting at 2 for 3 today here against the Vikings. So nice start for Boston Bradford, who also has been pretty good on the mound as well in relief of Weston Corliss. He's gotten himself through 2 innings and only allowed the 1 run. So keeping the team close as well there. Nice shot. Errant throw. That was absolute rocket of a throw over there from short, but it goes well beyond the reach of his first baseman and past the dugout. And that will advance Bradford over to second base. But yeah, nice play over there at short, as that looked like it was going to be one of those seeing eye singles that just finds its way into the outfield. Instead, a great play by Connor Bancroft. That's going to be the first out of the inning. But a runner in scoring position for Zach Dart, who's had a nice ball game. This one going to be down that left field line. Does it stay fair? It does not. That one could have been extra bases for QB1, as the nickname goes for Zach Dart. Again, he is indeed QB1. He is the starting quarterback for the football team. So big two-sport star for Spanish Fork, and has indeed starred in this one so far. Both RBIs in this ball game are his, and had an opportunity to get another one there as it just barely goes foul down that left field line. So the count 0-1 to Dart. With Bradford over there at second base, he will take that one and even up the count at 1-1. So 1 for 2 on the ball game, Zach Dart. RBI ground out, RBI single. That single, nice one out to left field. Tried to basically replicate that and was just off the line. Fouls that one away. The count moving to 1-2. Hunter Rasmussen and Easton Romero due up next for the Dons. Opportunity here, big time here for Zach Dart. Bradford over there at second base, hoping to cash him in and cut into this Vikings lead. Again, staying real close here against a very dangerous Vikings team that put the absolute hurt on the Dixie Flyers last night. So staying competitive and staying real close in this ball game at 4-2. That one gonna miss. So count evens up at 2-2 to the Dons' third baseman. He's flashed some nice leather over at third base as well today, and a nice arm. Just a nice complete ball player here for Spanish Fork. Even got to show off the wheels a little bit, had a stolen base in the third inning as well. It's just gonna miss, so the count now full. I want to take a second here to talk about Gage Train, though. He has had a really nice ball game here. Again, through 4 1/3, has only allowed the 2 runs off the bat of Dart. Has 5 strikeouts on the ball game. His curveball has been very impressive, so it's been tough sledding for the Dons lineup as Dart's able to just get a piece of that one. Count stays at full. So again, Weston Corliss started things off for the Dons on the mound. Got through 3 innings, allowed those 3 runs, the 2-run shot and the solo shot. Had a couple strikeouts. Had some walks, really kind of struggled with his command in this one. But kind of chalked that up to an unfortunate start as Dart crushes this one out to center field. It will be caught. The play is made out there. So 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Dart gets just a little bit underneath that one. Still well hit. But it will be 2 outs in the bottom half of the 5th. It does bring up Hunter Rasmussen. Rasmussen reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning and struck out in his last at bat. But runner in scoring position, hoping to cut into Pleasant Grove's lead, which currently sits at 2 with the score 4-2. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, 2 outs. Again, first ball game here for Spanish Fork as part of the Red Rock Classic down here in St. George, Utah. Again, playing on the Dixie High campus. We'll be playing host Dixie in tonight's ball game coming up right after this one. So please stick with us on Spanish Fork 17 to watch that one as well. Gets Rasmussen way out in front on that curveball. Again, it's just been deadly in this ball game. The count is 0-1 to the designated hitter for the Dons. Gage Train pitching a dandy for Pleasant Grove, and has just been keeping these Dons on their heels with that curveball. That one is going to miss, so Rasmussen evens up the count at 1-1. 5 strikeouts on the ball game for the G Train. Count 1-1. Once again, a nice pitch. That off speed gets Rasmussen just out in front of it, and the count moves to 1-2. Easton Romero due up after for the Dons. Should Rasmussen reach? Another RBI opportunity for the Dons. As impressive as Train has been, the Dons have gotten on base. They've gotten 3 hits on the ball game. Romero got plucked in one of his at-bats. They have drawn some walks. That thing is going to be sent over to short and thrown on, and that will be the final out of the inning as the Dons once again leave a guy in scoring position. The score 4-2 through 5. We'll get you the 6th inning when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. We are in the 6th inning of this matchup between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Pleasant Grove Vikings as part of the Red Rock Classic down here in St. George, Utah. Things have really settled down quite nicely for the evening. Still a beautiful, beautiful sun out there. A little bit of wind. It's just an idyllic day for baseball down here in St. George. And we've got a good ball game here on Spanish Fork 17. The score 4-2, a 2-run lead for Pleasant Grove. They've had 2 home runs in this ball game. One off the bat of Jordan Pace, a 2-run shot out to left field. The other one, Riker Scow, a solo shot in the 3rd inning. They were able to scratch across another run in the top half of the 5th. That one on a throwing error. This thing crushed out to left field. It is going to be foul, though. Heading towards the bus over there. Trying to take that one home was Tate Lewis. Count 0-1 to him now. Lewis on the day has a walk, and he now has a nice bruise to go with that walk. That one a hit by pitch. So he will be the leadoff runner here for Pleasant Grove in the 6th inning. It is Boston Bradford on the mound still here for Spanish Fork. Has gone through 2 innings, allowing that 1 unearned run on the throwing error. Big swing and miss from Brody Ballantyne. 0 for 2 on the ball game. Struck out in the 2nd and grounded out to 3rd in the 4th inning. Pickoff move by Bradford. So count 0-1 to Ballantyne. Another pickoff. This one squirts past the glove of Hall, and that is going to advance Lewis over to second base. Little miscue there on the pickoff move. Puts the leadoff guy here in the 6th inning in scoring position for Pleasant Grove. Again, the count 0-1 to Ballantyne. There is going to be a meeting at the mound. Pitching coach coming out to talk things over with Boston Bradford. Again, Bradford only allowing the 1 run so far. Has hit a batter, has walked a batter, has had a strikeout. I mean, a pretty solid relief appearance here from Bradford, who's 2 for 3 in the ball game as well, has 2 leadoff singles. Started things off for the Dons in the first inning, and then also started things off in the 5th inning. So it's had a all-around solid game here for Spanish Fork. They would love to see him get through this inning and potentially also get through the 7th inning as well to preserve arms for tonight's game against Dixie. That thing crushed out to the outfield. Bennett gives chase, and it is right at the warning track. The Vikings, as I've said, some absolute pop in their lineup. They've had some very loud outs to go along with the 2 home runs that they've already hit in this ball game. And speaking of those home runs, one of those was off this guy's bat right here, Jordan Pace. Pace had that home run in the 2nd inning, a 2-run blast out to left field. He flew out to center in his last at bat. Again, another one of those loud outs is, oof, look out, that one was upstairs. Count 1-0 to Pace. Train and Caldwell due up for Pleasant Grove. And we've got 1 out in the top half of the 6th. A runner in scoring position for the Vikings. Nice job there by Nielsen to keep that from getting away. Count moves to 2-0. Pace playing 3rd today for the Vikings and playing a key role so far in their offense with that 2-run home run. Another one in the dirt. Nielsen unable to stay in front of this one as it squirts past his glove, and it will move Lewis over to 3rd on the wild pitch. So count 3-0 to Jordan Pace. Score 4-2. 2-run lead for the Vikings over the Dons. It's just gonna miss. Just missing that lower outside part of the plate. So 2nd walk issued by Boston Bradford, 5th walk of the day for the Dons pitching staff. And we've got runners on the corners now with 1 out in the top half of the 6th inning. Brings up Gage Train, who has made his way through 5 innings on the mound for Pleasant Grove. 5 strikeouts. Just the 2 runs, both off the bat of Zach Dart, RBI groundout, RBI single. Has otherwise done a very good job against this Dons lineup. That one will miss for ball 1. Train at the plate. 0 for 1 on the day, walked in the 2nd inning, got caught. His pinch runner, Luke Blake, got caught stealing. Oh, he will square away for a bunt here. And it will be just off the plate. Moves the count to 2-0. Also grounded out to 2nd in his 2nd at bat in the 5th inning. So Train doing a nice job on the mound, hoping to help his cause out at the plate. That will miss as now it's Boston Bradford dealing with a little bit of command issue. 2nd batter that's gone 3-0. He's thrown 7 straight balls at this point. I'd like to see him establish the strike zone, and he will miss with that one. So 2 straight walks here in the 6th inning. Moves Pace over to 2nd base. Blake comes strolling in again to speed up run there for Train. Brings up designated hitter Ty Caldwell, 0 for 2 on the ballgame, grounded out to 2nd in his 1st at bat in the 2nd inning, and hit a fly ball out to left in his 2nd at bat in the 5th. So 1 out here in the top of the 6th. This thing smoked down the first baseline out into right field. It is going to be down for extra bases for Pleasant Grove. Just an absolute smoke shot there right down the line by Ty Caldwell. It's going to be an RBI double for the number 9 hitter in the Vikings lineup. Pace will score. Blake will move over to 3rd, and Pleasant Grove extending their lead now. The score 6-2. as the offense really has started clicking here once again for Pleasant Grove. They had the 2 home runs early, then have just kind of chipped away during the rest of the ball game, and now it's a big RBI double by Ty Caldwell, and it brings up the top of the order once again in Riker Scout, who's already done some big damage in this ball game with the solo shot in the 3rd. He did also take a walk in the 5th inning and ended up scoring on a throwing error. So leadoff hitter for the Vikings doing some good work for them. And that is going to hit him, and it's going to load the bases up here for Pleasant Grove. As the wheels are starting to come off a little bit here for Boston Bradford. Really hoping to get him through this inning, preserve arms for the game against Dixie. So digging in now, Connor Bancroft for Pleasant Grove. Solid game for him, 2 for 3 on the day, 2 singles. So bases loaded opportunity for Pleasant Grove. Count 1-0 to Bancroft after that pitch. That went in there for a needed strike by Bradford. Evens up the count at 1-1. Hoping to mitigate the damage here with only the 1 out here in the top half of the 6th inning. The score 6-2. 2 more runs have come across in this one for Pleasant Grove. Really hoping to keep it at that is Bradford. He will miss with that pitch that you just saw. 2-1 to Connor Bancroft. Bases are all juiced up here for Pleasant Grove. Very dangerous situation. Nice play by Dart. He will go home with it, getting the force out there. A little bit of encouragement from his infield buddies, making sure that that play is made and cutting down the run at home. So 2 outs here after the ground out to 3rd. Brings up Ty Johnson, probably one of the last guys in this Pleasant Grove lineup that you want to see rumbling in with the bases loaded. Already has 3 home runs on the season and had a big night last night against Dixie. 3 for 5. Hit one of those home runs and had 5 RBIs in that game. So a very big moment here for Bradford. He spikes that one into the dirt for ball 1. Pleasant Grove extending their lead here in the top half of the 6th inning by 2. The score now 6-2. 4-run lead for the Vikings over the Dons here on Spanish Fork 17. Boston Bradford hoping to get out of a bases loaded jam and get his lineup back up, way up in the sky, potentially playable here for Hall. It is not going to be Hall, it's going to be second base, and he is going to drop it. An unfortunate break for the Dons as Brody Duval just not quite able to get a clean look on that. Was kind of reaching out for it, not able to get himself really set, get his feet set underneath him. So it ends up dropping, and that's going to drop 2 more runs in the bucket here for Pleasant Grove as Ty Johnson gets the, I guess you definitely would call that it's a error there by Duval, but it does bring in 2 runs. So again, the score 8-2, so 4 runs here in the 6th inning for Pleasant Grove as they've really extended their lead and made this a hard one to get back into here for Spanish Fork. It is Sam Haney up now for Pleasant Grove. Really opening up here in the 6th inning for Pleasant Grove. What once was a 4-2 ball game, now a 9-2 ball game here in the 6th inning. Bradford was pretty close to being able to shut the door on this inning, but Pleasant Grove has just chipped away, capitalizing on some defensive miscues by the Dons. The count here 1-0 to Tate Lewis. Lewis a walk in the second, a strikeout in the fourth, and hit by a pitch in the sixth. Up in the air. Dart calls him off, makes the reach, and is able to bring that in. A big top half of the sixth inning for Pleasant Grove. They scratch across 5 runs in that one. The score now 9-2, a 7-run lead for Pleasant Grove over Spanish Fork as we're heading over to the bottom half of the sixth inning. Gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 that make these wonderful broadcasts possible. We appreciate them. That is Lance Wilson, State Farm, the car guys at the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, the Driggs Mortgage Team, Mikkel Thompson Hunter, Attorneys at Law, Two Jacks Pizza, and MVP Sports. So Haney ends up popping up to Dart to end that top half of the sixth. 5 runs ended up coming across. Bradford with a unfortunate inning there on the mound for Spanish Fork. A couple of defensive miscues out in the field, and Spanish Fork really needing to put their rally caps on now as they head into the bottom half of the sixth inning, looking at a 7-run deficit. And the Vikings once again rolling here in the Red Rock Classic. They started things off with a 14-3 victory last night against the Dixie Flyers. And they definitely are still rolling here in game 2 for them. They've got 2 more ball games as part of this Red Rock Classic. The first one, a early morning game. They will have the first game of the day tomorrow against the Timpanogos Timberwolves. That game at 9:30. Their other game is a to-be-announced one. It will be down here in St. George, and they will be playing Bingham, but the time has not yet been announced for that one. As for the Spanish Fork Dons, they have another game immediately following this one against the Dixie Flyers. Very excited for that one, which we will get you live on Spanish Fork 17. The following 2 games tomorrow will be against Sky Ridge and Timpanogos. Those games at noon and 2:30. Once again on Spanish Fork 17. That one low to Easton Romero. Gage Train once again on the mound for Pleasant Grove. Still going strong through the first 5 innings and hoping to get a 6th one here. Count 2-0, so early advantage here for Easton Romero. 0 for 1 on the day. Got hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance and grounded out to the first baseman in the 3rd inning. That one going to be foul. Count 2-1. Blair Nielsen and Bridger Hall due up next. So 5, 6, and 7 in the order for Spanish Fork in the 6th inning. Scoots out of the way of that one. Count is now 3-1. Dons needing all the base runners they can get at this point against Gage Train, who has pitched a spectacular game for Pleasant Grove. He issues the walk there to Easton Romero to lead things off here in the 6th inning. And that is the 2nd walk issued today by Gage Train. 5 strikeouts on the day, only allowed 3 hits. Has really been very effective. Again, as I've highlighted earlier, his curveball has been sensational in this one. He's really able to change the eye level of the Dons hitters, as well as keeping them just off speed in general with the timing of his fastball. Count is 1-0 to Blair Nielsen. He's had a nice day behind the dish. 0 for 2 at the plate, though. Got struck out in the 1st inning and grounded out to second base. In his last one, another ground out to second here, as they are going to end up turning 2 on him. Nice job there by the Vikings defense to turn the double play, as the shortstop was rocked on that one. Bancroft on the receiving end of the slide there by Easton Romero. He's actually a little shaken up, and they're going to have some of the other infielders take a look at him, make sure he's okay. Coach coming out to have a quick chat with him as well. Looks like he's doing all right. So 2 quick outs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Again, another look at Bancroft, who just got slid into by Romero. Throws the shades back on, nothing doing, it looks like, kind of walking things off. Little meeting at the mound here for the infield. Gage Train pitching a beauty here for the Vikings, is through 5 2/3 at this point. Has only allowed the 2 runs, both off the bat of Zach Dart, an RBI ground out in the first, an RBI single in the third, but has otherwise shut down this potent Dons lineup, who coming into this game really had been quite impressive so far in the season. Again, we're looking at a 5-1 record for this team coming into the Red Rock Classic. The lone loss coming to top team Snow Canyon. And really, we're competitive in this ball game, as we now have a scoreboard, a score bug up, ladies and gentlemen. We are very excited about this. A loyal Dons fan able to secure some equipment for us that makes this possible. So we appreciate them, and I appreciate it, as I won't necessarily have to be going too crazy on telling you what the count is and what the runs are and all of that. I still will, because that's what I do. But we are very happy to have that, and we appreciate our loyal fans for making this scorebug possible. Count here 1-1 to Bridger Hall. Again, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. A little roller to Train. Will he make the play? At first, he will not. So that's going to go down as a little infield single there by Bridger Hall. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning, a needed base runner for Spanish Fork, trying to cut into this 7-run lead. Pleasant Grove with a big top half of this inning, ended up scoring 5, extended that lead from 2 runs to 7 runs. And we are going to have a mound visit here for Gage Train. Has been really good in this game, and it looks like they're gonna make the call, and Train will come out of this ball game. Gets through 5 2/3 in this one. The 5 strikeouts, issuing 2 walks, giving up 4 hits, and only giving up the 2 runs. So following up another impressive pitching performance from Riley Thomas, who held Dixie to 3 unearned runs in last night's game, was able to make it through all 5 of his innings. Train coming out after those 5 2/3 and really was impressive from the mound. That curveball was doing all sorts of crazy things to this Dons lineup. It will be the shortstop Bancroft coming in to pitch now. Connor Bancroft coming in relief of Gage Train. So Bancroft getting all warmed up here for his relief appearance again of Gage Train, who just pitched a fine game. So Bancroft in for the Vikings. And while we've got some time to kill a little bit here, I want to give a shout out to our #1 fan, Landon, who is watching this one live. We always appreciate Landon and his support of Spanish Fork 17. Comes out to a lot of the ball games, and appreciate him watching this one live on Spanish Fork 17. And we hope that all of you are enjoying it as much as Landon is, and we hope that you stick around with us for the second part of this doubleheader. As you see our lovely graphic here, we've got the Spanish Fork Dons going up against the Dixie Flyers. That game will be coming immediately after this one. Once this one wraps up, the grounds crew will get us all ready for that one. That one hopefully will start off at 7:30. We'll get you that one live when it goes live. We will obviously be taking a break in between games, so take that time to go make yourself some dinner, Go pop some popcorn, do some needed things, do some laundry, I don't know. Do all of that needed stuff, and then make your way back for the evening cap. Again, that will be Spanish Fork against Dixie at 7:30 here on Spanish Fork 17. Bancroft is ready, and he comes right at Morley Bennett with strike one. So Morley Bennett up here for the Dons, 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out in the second and grounded out in his second at bat. Big swing and miss, so in a hole here early, 0-2. Bancroft establishing that zone real nicely here for Pleasant Grove. The score 9-2, 5-run inning in the top half of the sixth for Pleasant Grove, really extending this lead and taking what was a pretty close ball game into a bit of a blowout here in the sixth. That one in the dirt. Johnson does a nice job of digging it out. So the count 1-2 to Bennett. Dart due up afterwards, Will Dart. And then it would be the top of the order should it get to that point. Dons really needing all of the offensive production they can get, trying to cut into this 7-run lead. Count is now evened up at 2-2 to Bennett. As things are starting to cool down here in St. George, starting to feel the wind chill a little bit more, but still a beautiful early evening here at Dixie High. Pop-up throw. Timing just a bit off. The count is full here to Morley Bennett, 2 outs in the bottom half of the sixth inning. Dons really needing Bennett to get himself on base and give themselves more opportunities to score here late in this ball game. He will watch it, and that will be a walk. Bennett battles his way from 0-2 and gets himself on base with 2 outs in the bottom of the sixth inning. Hall moving over to second base. So 2 on, 2 outs. And Will Dart coming up to the plate, 0 for 1 on the day. Walked in his first plate appearance in the second inning. Got thrown out at first on a beautiful throw by Ty Johnson. And then struck out looking in his last at bat in the fourth. But a good opportunity here for the number 9 hitter in the Dons lineup to keep it rolling here in the bottom of the sixth. Do a little dance move to get out of the way of that one. Count is 1-0 to the Dons shortstop. So Connor Bancroft on the mound for the Vikings in relief of Gage Train. Looking to get the final out here of the bottom of the sixth. It will be strike 1 to Will Dart. Needing to find something he could potentially drive out into the outfield grass, score a run here, and cut into that Vikings lead. That will be in the dirt low. Count now 2-1. Runners hold up as it does not get past Johnson. And very impressed with this Pleasant Grove Vikings squad. They've got some good pitchers in Thomas and Train. They've got a lineup that can absolutely bop. They've got 7 home runs now on the season as that one is in there for a strike. Evens up the count at 2-2. They are going to do some damage in 6A, and man, they are in a tough region. They have to play against Lone Peak. They've got to play against Corner Canyon. They have got to play against American Fork. Their region is definitely not an easy one to navigate through, but they've done a sensational job in previous seasons and have a really good shot here this season to keep the ball rolling and do some damage in 6A, as the count is now full to Will Dart. Again, the 2 runners on, Hall and Bennett. That 3-2 pitch is topped up over to third base, and that will be the final out of the inning. Once again, runners on base for the Dons and just unable to capitalize as we are heading on over to the last and final inning here, the 7th, which we will get you when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson, and Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. This one is actually final due to time constraints. They're going to go ahead and call this one. The score ends up 9-2, a 7-run victory for Pleasant Grove over Spanish Fork, using the long ball early and just chipping away in the top half of the 6th inning, ending up scoring 5 in that one to really kind of seal this game away. Spanish Fork with a valiant effort, but just not quite able to make it back in this one. We're gonna wrap up here pretty quick as they are getting ready for ball game number 2. Again, that one, the Spanish Fork Dons up against the Dixie Flyers. Our MVP Sports MVP of the game in this one will be Zach Dart. Dart with both of the RBIs in this game, an RBI ground out in the first, an RBI single in the third, ends up going 2 for 3 on the ball game, made some dandy plays over there at third base as well, so was really the key part of this Dons offense, but just not quite able to rally enough to catch up to this really potent Vikings lineup. Again, that is Zach Dart, your MVP Sports MVP of the day. This game ending 9-2. The following game coming up here, as you see on the graphic, immediately after this one. Again, we will be going to break, so go ahead and take some time to grab some food, whatever it be, and get yourself ready for that one. That will be at 7:30. Again, it will be the Spanish Fork Dons against the Dixie Flyers as game 2 of this doubleheader. For our crew here at Spanish Fork 17, I'm Angela Rose. This has been a fun one. The Dons kept it close early, but then Pleasant Grove able to really lay down the lumber. 2 home runs in this ball game in a big 6th inning. Keys their victory 9-2. They go 2-0 here in the Red Rock Classic. The Dons dropped their first one, but hoping for revenge here against the Dixie Flyers in game 2. We hope that you stick with us, and we will catch you at 7:30 on Spanish Fork 17.